My name's Dr. John Allum. I work for Hawkins. I do fire and explosion investigation based in Hong Kong, and we look at dangerous cargoes and fires, contamination and other types of incidents where you need an investigator to come along and look at it and perhaps go to court for providing evidence on a case. The most common cause, it changes on a sort of yearly basis. There's perennial ones that go wrong all the time, so calcium hypochlorite, charcoal, those sort of and hydrogen peroxide, those sort of contents go wrong all the time. The main thing that causes fires and that they occur is misdeclared cargo, people not declaring it, them being put in the wrong place, or people doing something silly on board, hot work in the wrong place, or loading fuel in the wrong place, or some systems not working. But in any sort of failure or any sort of investigation, it's never just one thing. There's always a combination of things that go on. So if it's a calcium hypochlorite, usually it's because it's rogue. It's got something wrong with it to cause it to go wrong, because if it was in good condition, it shouldn't go wrong. If it's a charcoal, again, it's a reactive material and it's going wrong. So they do change and go wrong, but it's people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Things that might aggravate it. Well, if a fire occurs, it's the crew actually understanding and knowing what they have to do. Now, if you have a very well-trained crew, things can happen really quickly and be dealt with quickly. I have a friend that used to work in the Royal Navy in submarines, and he talked about activation of their fire suppression system. And their thoughts were, when would it be activated? Oh, between 6 and 10 seconds. When you talk about a commercial ship, if we're lucky, we're talking 15 to 30 minutes, but usually they're contacting head office, so 3 to 5 hours. Crew don't know how to activate the system, crew haven't got the training. It's not every vessel, but they're the things that exacerbate it, because people just don't understand what to do in those circumstances and panic. And with a fire, if you imagine your house on fire, those first few minutes are the important time. Once it's established and got going, it becomes much harder to put out and extinguish. No, there's no silver bullet solution. If we look away from the shipping industry, we look into storage of chemicals on shore. There was a Tianjin explosion a number of years ago, and everyone looks at China as being the cause of that and the way they deal with it. But before that, Texas, 2015, there was an ammonium nitrate explosion. 2001, there was an explosion in France. 1947, a huge explosion in Texas City. 1921 in Opau in Germany, massive explosions, all ammonium nitrate. Things go wrong because people don't look after the systems. Now, one bullet solution, no. If we can train the crew more, if we can provide better safety systems, then we have less chance of things happening, but there is always random events that may happen or could happen. But training is the answer, and money. And at the moment, shipping is not spending money on the training to make people safe. With my field of expertise, I've given a couple of talks upon this subject. We call it tweeters versus Luddites. Looking at those that want all the modern technology and those that want using old techniques. And the conclusion of the talk is, for the work we do, so the fire investigation or investigation work, forensic work, there are 3 or 4 really important things. One is a pen, the other is a pad, third one is a torch and camera, and the 5th one is a brain. That's it. Well, there's 2 reasons why they're important. The first one is getting the information out there, getting people to understand where these incidents can happen and go wrong, and so people can learn from them and move forwards. The second one is the networking opportunity. The big problem we've got with some of these events is we're not getting enough of the right people to come to them to actually understand where the risks are. So the ship owners to look at it and see it. And perhaps that's a cost issue because they don't want to send the staff out to do it. But the more of those people we can get to see the problems, the better. But that's the advantage of it, is networking and people understanding the problems. The main conversation is people knowing the extent or the range of our skills, what we're capable of doing, and where we cover. So for Hawkins, we've got, say, fire explosion investigation, civil engineers, road traffic investigation. We cover a vast range, including material failures and other incidents, and it's just getting more people to understand. As there's more people moving it through the industry, unless you constantly see those people, they don't know you're there, and an event like this gives that opportunity.